Hey everyone. Look, we're diving into a topic that can feel pretty heavy during an already stressful time, the divorce appraisal. But we're going to break it all down for you. We'll go over exactly what documents you need to make sure the whole process is fair, accurate, and honestly just as smooth as it can possibly be.
It's the million-dollar question, right? Your home, it's probably your biggest asset, but it's more than that. It's full of memories. Figuring out how to divide it equitably is, without a doubt, one of the toughest parts of any separation.
So the key to all of this, to a fair split, is getting an accurate valuation. And here's something you really need to know. The appraiser isn't working against you. They're a neutral expert. Their one and only job is to find the objective value of your home. But here's the catch. Their work is only as good as the information you give them. They really do need your help to see the whole story.
I want you to start thinking of your appraiser as a property detective. Seriously, they're on a case, and the mission is to solve the mystery of your home's true value on one very specific day. Every single document you hand over, that's a crucial clue. You're helping them piece it all together to build an undeniable case for that final number.
So where does our detective begin the investigation? Well, they start with the foundation. These are the core files, the absolute non-negotiables for any property appraisal.
Think of these documents as your home's vital records. The deed or title, that's like its birth certificate. It proves who legally owns it. Mortgage statements show any loans or debts attached to the property. The latest tax bill gives the appraiser a baseline from the government's point of view. And if you have an HOA, oh man, those docs are critical. They can have rules and fees that totally affect the value. And finally, if you've had the home appraised before, those old reports are like a historical diary of its value.
Okay, once that foundation is solid, it's time to add the color, the detail. These next documents, this is where you get to tell the unique story of your home, the stuff that goes way beyond the official paperwork.
And that is exactly the goal here. It's all about painting a picture of the home's true condition. Did you pour money into it? Did you add serious value over the years? Well, this is your chance to prove it.
And listen, you don't need a fancy spreadsheet. A simple, straightforward list just like this one is incredibly powerful. It gives that property detective of yours cold, hard data, what you did, when you did it, and about what it cost. This isn't just about getting credit for your work. It's about giving them the evidence they need to justify a higher value.
And the clues don't stop there. Building permits, they prove the work was done right and to code. Floor plans confirmed the exact square footage. But that last one on the list, photos, that might just be the most important clue of them all, especially in a divorce appraisal. Let's dig into why that is.
Okay, here's a really big concept. It's called a retrospective appraisal. You see, the court usually doesn't care what the house is worth today. No, they want to know what it was worth on a specific date in the past, typically the date of separation. So if your valuation date is July 1st, 2023, the appraiser has to basically become a time traveler. And your photos and documents from back then, well, that's their time machine.
But this whole investigation isn't just about the bricks and mortar of the property. It's also about the legal world it sits in. This isn't just any old appraisal. It's a legal document, and that means there's a whole other layer of paperwork that's required.
So let's just say it again. This date, the valuation date, this is everything. It's usually set by the court or agreed on by the lawyers, and every single thing the appraiser does, every calculation, every conclusion, it's all anchored to this one specific moment in time.
It's so important to get the difference here. When you sell a house, you get a current market value appraisal. Makes sense. But in a divorce, what the court is looking for is a retrospective value. The appraiser isn't just looking at your home as it stands today. They are evaluating its condition and the market conditions as they were on that specific valuation date in the past.
And that's why this final set of documents is so critical. You can think of these as the official instructions for your property detective, the mission briefing from the legal teams. Court orders, letters from attorneys, details about who's living in the home. All of this makes sure the final report is legally sound and answers the exact questions the court is asking.
And you know, it's really important to remember that these rules about documentation don't just apply to your house. The same logic, providing clear, solid evidence, applies to any other valuable assets you might need to divide.
Whether you're talking about artwork, jewelry, or a classic car, the rule is exactly the same. The more paperwork you have, invoices, certificates, repair records, the more accurate and, frankly, the more defensible that appraisal is going to be.
So the big takeaway here is universal. Strong documentation leads to a strong, court-ready valuation report, no matter what the asset is. It just removes all the guesswork and replaces it with facts.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information. We've seen all the pieces of the puzzle, so now let's put them all together into a really simple action plan, a checklist you can use to make sure you are totally prepared.
Here it is. 4 simple steps, that's it. Number 1, get that valuation date right, talk to your lawyer. 2, grab all those foundational files. 3, make that list of improvements and dig up those all-important photos. And finally, number 4, hand over any specific legal instructions you've been given. When you do this, you're not just organizing paperwork, you're taking an active role in making sure you get a fair outcome.
By getting these documents ready, you're empowering that property detective to do their job right. You're giving them the clues they need to build a solid, evidence-based case for your home's true value. And that brings clarity and fairness to a really difficult process. So, the question is, are you ready to get started?